Oh, hello, beautiful big dreamers. I'm super excited. I have a special guest for you all. And I'm kind of a little bit upset because I can't find my earpods. I can't find my AirPods. Now this feels like being tethered is the most weirdest thing ever, being tethered to these earphones and being attached to the phone is quite unusual because I'm used to my AirPods now. And so now this feels next level ridiculously weird. So now we're waiting for Callie, and I had this amazing little spot ready. And now I'm feeling super duper weirdness about being so freaking... and now these are all tangled and all the things. But, so we are waiting for Callie. So what I wanted to say, okay, so this is the Big Dreams Strategies podcast and a Facebook Live as well, because we always want to double up because we have a heap of stuff to do and we want to make stuff and make lots of things and all the things are happening. And we want to do all these things so that we can get our message out there. So I'm going to go and share stuff around the universe. Callie's just jumped on. I'm super excited. How do we do this? Bring Callie on the camera. Oh, look. Callie can teach me some tech, I reckon. Oh my God, I've got a feeling. I got this feeling. This is gonna be amazing. Where is, uh, 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 oh yeah, look at that. Look at me go. Look at me go. All right, we're just waiting. Oh,
Oh
there
my God,
she
I'm
is.
so dark. I'm going to have
Look
to put
at
some
you
light
go.
on here.
Well,
Oh
remember
my
this is a
God.
podcast, so it's totally fine.
Oh yeah, totally.
Callie's in the dark.
Hello, podcast.
I'm in the bright lights of my bedroom. Kicked the
Welcome to the
husbands
bright light.
out. He's in putting Mason to bed. Oh, that looks so adorable. Okay, so did you get a sneak peek
Ooh.
of my sneaky plans for this Facebook Live
Oh yeah, I love your sneaky
podcast?
plan.
Did you little see that? Did you see that? We want you guys to tell us an emoji story down below or use words. It's up to you. You can use your words or you can use your emoji stories
You can
to
use
tell a
your
story.
words.
You can use your words or you can use your emojis to tell an emoji story. And if you're listening on the podcast, I don't know, come and join our Facebook page and then come and do an emoji shower for us and tell us the story. And also, you can also do an emoji. Oh, you could always put in a review. That would be fun. Okay, I'm having trouble multitasking. I'm trying to put the group in that I want to share this into. But
Oh yeah, I want to share
okay.
this too. I should
Yeah,
totally
let's share it around.
this.
Like, let's
Okay.
leverage this
do
shit
that.
right up. Leverage this stuff. So, okay, Callie Brown is actually, so what I've been doing for season 2 of the Big Dreams podcast was I'm going to put the Mission 12ers on first. So, because we've created these amazing messages and getting really super clear on what you're about, your messages, the legs of your business, like the different topics, the different resources, the different tools you offer and what you bring to the marketplace, and getting super clear on that through creation, through taking action. And
Totally.
so I feel like all the Mission 12ers are super ready to come on and talk to the Big Dreamers, because I do feel like the Big Dreams ecosystem that we've created here is everybody's buying each other's stuff, not out of like, oh, this is how you become a part of the community. No, it's just like authentic. Oh, wow, she's doing this thing. I got to do that thing. And
Totally.
that's like the first bit. And I'd love you to actually, can you riff on this while I go and share this? And then I'll do a
Yes.
riff while you share.
While I share. Oh my God, I love it. I love it.
Let's swapsy sharing.
There totally is. I mean, that's been the number one thing for me jumping into Mission 12 is to actually be a part of people who are all at the heart of their message. They're on a mission, and they're on a mission to spread their message, and for it not to be something that is living dormant inside of them, but actually something that has a life and that is outside of them and that is shifting their life, like not just everybody else's. It's like a lot of the time you're someone who has a mission because you want something different for yourself, and then from there, from that difference that you want to make for yourself, you make that difference and you go, holy moly, like this is big. Like if people actually just did this simple thing that I've shifted in my life, maybe I can make a difference in other people's lives. And so what's beautiful about the mission sisters we call ourselves, is that we're actually all in action. And even when we feel stagnant or like we're not in motion, we're always doing something toward the dream. And so that's what you're talking about, I think, is that if you're not, I think it's you that says that amazing thing about if you're not doing anything, then you're not creating. So you may as well do something. So even if it's share with the world that you're not doing anything,
yes,
through your personal brand, even just showing up in the inability to show up is moving. And so that's the big thing that I've learnt about clarity, is that clarity is something you create. You have to be in motion for that to be created. Otherwise, clarity is just something that is just sitting in your head that you wish you had, rather than becoming your reality.
Oh my God, so next level, ridiculously amazing there, Callie. So I've shared that over to my timeline. Oh my God, I love hearing you speak now, because even I've just noticed what you've just done. Last night you were on a Facebook Live that I was doing, where I was coming out of the closet of being like motivational Jana, and you're just like, everyone's and I was having a hard time going, I'm like motivational coach, author, speaker, and you're all like #da, and I'm just like, but I thought you would all hate me now that and you're like #da, like, I think you were the only one that didn't know that.
Welcome to the party that you invited us to.
It was pretty hilarious. So I feel like you've already picked up on that, and you're already taking my discombobulated, I'm like talking about, I'm for women on a mission with a message. Hey Megan, hi Kate. Is it Megan? Megan and Kate. We've got the vibes in the house. Everybody say hi when you're in here. We tell emoji stories. So tell an emoji story of what you're feeling right now. We'd love to know. We've got another Mission 12 at Kate in the house.
So
let us know who you are and tell us your story through emojis. We can read emoji. It's a whole language. It makes it so colorful. It's like art. And so what I've noticed, and what I want actually, so my intention for this, while do you want to share? Because I'm going to
Yes, I'm sharing. I'm totally sharing.
Because I can't multitask. Okay, I'll share mine.
And if you're listening to us right now, I mean sharing on Facebook. I'm sharing, not as in I'm sharing talking. Like Jana's going to share while I share.
I love that. Thank you for doing that for my podcasters, that I was just like, oh yeah, that's right. Afterthought. Okay. So my intention for this podcast / Facebook Live / I just want to have a chat / dream chat. What my intention was, I was like, it was a sneaky intention, because Miss Callie Brown actually has a way with when somebody is discombobulated and overwhelmed all over the place, aka me all the time. And I just throw it all out there. I'm just like spaghetti. Does anybody feel like that? You're just throwing stuff out there. It's kind of like discombobulation, which it's all over the place. We do our thing. And so yesterday I was talking about how I've got some next level clarity around, I'm here to, because I was like, really, I sat down and I was doing some energy work, and I did 5 hours in energy work. Oh my God, Kate, that is a storytelling 1,000 words through emojis. We love it. And we're so vibing with that. And so yesterday I was like, oh my God, I've done 5 hours of energy work. This is the epiphany that I got. This is the universe gave me a really clear message that to reach the millions for me will be around motivation. I was like, no, people won't like that. And then it was like, but you are motivational. And so anyway, I got this epiphany around, it's about motivation, mission, and message. It's motivation for messengers that are on a mission, that need the motivation to keep going and growing with the going gets tough, and keep on going when they're shining and not feeling like they're outshining their sisters, versus feeling like they're cheerleading, feeling like they're, they've got an ecosystem that I've created here. Oh my God, I'm loving this. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Monique. Hey, Kay. Everybody drop your emoji showers. We're telling stories through emojis. So, and you just in that short little paragraph, I can tell you picked up on some of that around the mission and the message. And so my intention today is to actually get So, because in honest, a lot of our like sessions, I hear you actually, that's how you naturally work. You hear, you listen, and then it's like, here's all the Callie bombs that I got for you. Callie verse clarity, like slash clarity. So what I'd love, my intention is you guys have a think about it while we have a bit of a riff, but I'd love you to just like spray all over the comments anything you're discombobulated about. I would love you to put your discombobulated messages, your like anything that you're overwhelmed about.
Uncertainties.
Any uncertainties. What else do you feel like you can wave your Callie wand at? Messages. Yeah, I'll let you take over and I'm going to share it over to School of Big Dreams. Where do I play swapsies here?
I know, I love it. I love it. And there's something you said then which felt really resonant for me, and that's that going. I think you said going when the going gets tough or something like that. Yeah, but actually for me, the uniqueness of your motivation for me, especially having been a part of this Mission 12 this year, is that going when I'm growing.
Oh, yes.
Right?
You just did a Callie bomb.
There is no destination, and it's not like working with you or working with me is going to bring this neat little package with a bow tied on it, and that's now my offerings, and that's now who I am as a brand. And because then I'm not allowing the life, right? And all of us are living creatures, right? And we all know as women especially, we are connected to, there's a full moon tonight. Yes, we are talking on a full moon.
I didn't know that.
And we are all part of a cyclical, nature. And so what I love about working with you and about being part of a group of women is that we offer each other that, and we lean in as we grow and continue to become leaner in our message, you know. We lean in as we become leaner. But I really think that's an important message for anyone out there who's seeking clarity or who's seeking support from your chief big dreamer, Jana Kingsford, is that this is not a relationship that is sort of that's the other wonderful thing about working with you, is that you're invested in us long term, like a long-term relationship. You know, it's not like that this is going to be tomorrow. You know, you sign up with me, you do my 15 days, and tomorrow you're going to be this everything that you've ever dreamed of. It's like your dreams will grow, and so you keep going. And then the next level, you'll grow to the next level and the next level and the next level. And that's what's so beautiful about having a mentor like you too, is that you're willing to show that and be that and model that for us online. And because I think that's something that's always been, that's why clarity became my thing, is because I was always waiting to be clear before I took my first step.
Yeah.
You know, and that whole spiritual clarity too, of like, until I really feel it and I feel really aligned and I feel super embodied, that's when I'm gonna know that that's the next step in my life. You know.
Oh my God, clink to that.
Clink.
Clink to that.
And I think Kate said something here too, something about Callie equals pure channel. And I thought, oh, that's so cool for me, because with that new IGTV, I'm always like, what can I call my channel? And I was like, ooh, there we go. Callie channel or Callie channel. Or, you know,
it's Callie.
It means
it's
like
just
to channel as well.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks, Kate.
Oh my God, the Callie channel. Yeah. Oh yeah. All right.
Anyway,
so Baha Callie. Energetically, energetically.
But you know how we can buy into our own bullshit when it comes into like the spiritual saboteur, and how it's sort of like, you know, we have to have every, I don't know, like wearing white and hearing the chimes chime 3 times before I pull 6 cards, and then I'll know that I'm. You know, do you know what I mean? Like it just becomes,
I know exactly what you mean.
This holding pattern. It becomes a holding pattern.
Yeah, and it keeps you stuck.
Yeah.
Oh my God. We've got a few people in the house. Say hello if you are there.
Hey,
We'd love
Yvonne.
to talk with you.
Nice to see you.
All right. We want taglines in the house. Not clear taglines, completely discombobulated all over the place, have no freaking clue what I do. Or if you're super clear, go with that. And I'd love to actually see that. Oh, that shit does my head in. Yeah. So for me, with the cards, do you know what I love about it? Is if I pull a card and I'm like, actually, no, that doesn't feel good. I sort of argue with the universe. I know you're not supposed to. But it tells me how much I don't want to do something. If I pull a card and say it's not that and I get disappointed, I'm like, well, that just told me what I want to do.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like I use it kind of a barometer.
I mean,
like
that's
that.
not to say exactly, because Kate's laughing here. It's not to say I don't use the chimes and the cards, because I fully do.
You do.
But I just, I absolutely do. But I'm just not using my, what I'm realizing is I'm not using the waiting for it all to be, like to have the signs from the universe and to have it all neat and tidy and to feel super professional and have all the right gear. And, you know, I'm not waiting anymore. I'm actually just, I'm going while I'm growing.
Going while you're growing. That was a Callie bomb right there. Oh my God. Hi, Perry. Your sister's in the house. Hi, Elizabeth. Oh my God. We got so many. I was joking. We know you were joking because we read the emojis. It's
totally.
Art,
I totally got you were joking, but I thought it was totally worth actually rolling with that too, because you do know that
rolling
I love a chime and I love to pull a card.
Exactly. All right. So let's look at, I'd love everyone to put what they want. My intention, my vision here is actually, I want to see Callie in action, and I'm kind of putting her on the spot here. So if anybody has, okay, Kate or Monique, anything, Emma, who else have we got
Megan
here?
Kufos is here too. What a special one. On a full moon, we've got so many lovelies.
One. She is a special one. I've got a feeling she's got those big dreamer vibes going on.
Oh, totally.
Totally. We are inviting you energetically in.
The signs never come in the way we expect. It's so true. It's because when, you know, it's lovely that you say that, Megan, because when you're looking for something so hard, you know, when you're so attached to an outcome, you miss the beauty of possibility. Right? So because you can't actually mentally, we can't actually understand what is possible. Because if we did, like I've had 2 babies and I still can't believe that my body, like sometimes I stare at my children and I'm like, I did that. Like what? And I went through it. Like I've actually physically gone through it, and I've got a 5-year-old and a 2.5-year-old, and it still blows my mind
that my thing body came out my vagina. What the hell?
That's it. Like, and that's and I'd had a good time. And then now I've ended up in this time. Like, that's just crazy. One moment in time. I know. But what that opens to me in you saying that, Megan, is that if we actually can't comprehend what brilliance is within us and what is possible. So you just got to start taking the steps in the direction of what feels good. And that's another mandatory thing with being a mission sister, and part of your work, Jana, is feeling good. Like if it doesn't feel easy, if it doesn't feel joyful, and of course it's not always going to feel like that, but if you're moving in the direction of that, of your knowing, and moving in the direction of, you know, like there's things I haven't done in my life, in my whole 38 years of my life, that I wish, and the shoulds and the woulds and the could'ves that I wish I would do, but I'm not going to, you know, I'm not going to start doing them now. So why? I'm not going to start loving accounting. You know, I don't love numbers. I've never been a numbers person. I'm not going to start tomorrow just digging, doing the books, you know. So it's always been something when I started a business was like that part of it I don't enjoy. And it's either not going to get done, or I send it off for someone who loves doing the books and I support them in their business and let them do my books, you know. Yeah. So I don't know what I'm saying here, but basically,
no, I love it. I'm getting a lot from it. I'm also getting. So I remember when you first came in, you were like, all the advice that I've read, all the advice that I hear, and everything that goes around the circles. I just can't get into it. I never wanted to be like have an online business because I could not do, because I remember when you first came and you're like, I got to do a website. I'm like, fuck website. Who the fuck goes to websites anymore?
So true.
Did you? When was the last time you've been to a website and you're like, never? for like
Yeah.
probably a year. I'm like, I know that is nothing. It's got nothing to do with your ability to make it online. That was the
Yeah.
one thing. And then when I said, I don't do funnels, I don't do email marketing anymore, I don't do SEO, I don't even put my blogs on my website anymore because it can't be fucked. I don't do anything
Yeah.
I can't be fucked doing. And you
Yeah.
are like, oh my
I
God,
was like,
yes.
give it to me.
What? Oh my God. Okay, let's do this.
I know. And it was literally like, I think the first offer I did was after a call with you and Marion, and you were like, okay, so that's it. We'll buy it tomorrow, right? So if you put it out, we'll be your first 2 buyers because we want that. Like, we actually want the clarity. So do it tomorrow because we selfishly actually want that. So just create it tomorrow and done. And within 48 hours, it was a sold out offer. And it was literally because it was, I hadn't had a chance to kill the possibility, right? I hadn't had a chance to step in and go, but what if, and and I don't know, and what about that? And I don't have a website. And it was just like, here's the thing, do it tomorrow. First 2 has already sold, go. And I was like, okay. So here's the thing. I think what you're saying too is create what you consume, right?
Yes. Oh my God, yes.
Because if you're not going to websites, then don't go and spend $5,000 building your website. Like, if you're not sitting on other people's websites, if you're not going and reading 1 million blogs, then don't be a blogger. If you're not sitting down with your Kindle and looking at all the new Hay House books, then don't think that your dream is your dream is to be a Hay House published book, right?
But yeah,
So
I get you.
look at create what you're consuming.
See, with clarity,
that
but that's a
simple.
clarity bomb. Yeah, because that's always what I say to you. I'm like, it's always my comeback, and it wins every time. I mean, I've got the ego going on. So I say to you,
Totally.
so many of the Mission Sixes, all my clients are like, okay, everybody has, it's like a relapse. It's like an alignment relapse. And I'm like, and they'll be like, I've got to get this more professional. I've got to script this shit out. I've got to do scripted videos. I just need to tighten it up. I just need to clean this shit up. I just need to get my stuff together a bit more. And I'm like, well, why did you buy my things? Because that ain't happening here. What else have you bought? Have you bought anything professional lately? Maybe like 4 years ago, but I didn't do anything of it. I didn't get any value from it. So, okay. Because it's kind of like there's no comeback to it because it's like, what are you doing here then? Because you're clearly attracted to that. I'd love you to spray some clarity all over these amazing. Can you see the comments coming through? There's some amazing. We've got Kate and Megan. So there was one back there that I saw. All right.
Okay. Does anyone love doing the books? Really? There are people, Emma. There are people.
There is. There's these creatures out there that do.
Yeah. And I'm married to a numbers man. I'm a wordsmith and a words woman, but I'm married to a man that digs numbers. So I reckon he'd like to do someone's books, funnily enough. I find you have an amazing idea of calling, but you wait and you lose it and fear takes over. I find you have an amazing idea of calling, but you wait and you lose it and fear takes over. Totally, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like that, we've talked about it before, Jana, and you've talked about it loads, that 5-second rule of like idea, inspiration comes. If you wait,
speed to market
falls out of it. Yeah.
And if you've got hoops and hurdles to jump in, you just can't do it as quick as we do because we just go, oh, I got an idea to launch a course. Okay, I'm just going to do a Facebook post, throw up a link and away we go. Facebook group done. No hoops, no hurdles, no groups, no websites, no tech, let's just like cut the crap, cut all the bullshit, get away all the trills and the frills that fuck up the message and just straight to market. Let's go and let's roll with this because I'm in it right now. I'm in the energy of it. If I wait, it's going to be dead like a floppy dead fish. We got to go now.
Yeah, totally. And you know what? Your market educates you on your offerings. So that's the other piece that I've learned from working with you, Jana, is that you have an inspiration and you have an idea, but you know what? You don't have to work it all out because as long as you have the message of the offering and you get it out there, the people who are attracted to it are then going to give you the energy and the energetics and what's needed to create for them, right? So if you're just mindlessly, egotistically sitting there trying to create something, it's going to feel overwhelming. It's going to feel underwhelming. It's going to feel hard, all of those things. But if you actually, like you say, put a pin in it, which you do so many times, where you're just like, I'm just throwing this out there, I'm putting a pin in it, don't know what it is just yet, but here it is. And then all of a sudden you've got a barrage of comments or messages of people coming in and going, yeah, I've been feeling that. And actually it's this, this, and this for me about this. And you're like, oh yeah, you know, and all of a sudden they're creating your content, right? So let your community create your content, because that's what's going to keep them involved with you and staying with you and growing with you and going as you grow, because they're feeling like they are being heard and seen and valued, because you're building content around their energetics and what they need.
That's exactly what I was saying to you at the start. I'm like, we just start with this because we were like, we want this, because basically what you would even naturally do in our session with you in the Making Magic Mastermind, you would naturally just, we'd be telling you stuff and we'd be like saying stuff and you're like, okay, so here's what I'm hearing about what you did. This is, and you're even doing it now. You're like actually doing clarity around what I do here right in this. And that's actually how you naturally work so well. So when we were on sessions, and that's one of my manifestations, as I always say, all of my clients teach me. Every single one of my clients has got to be somebody I want to learn from, and I want to have my mind expanded, my mind blown. That's one of my intentions. I'm always saying that, and all my clients actually happen to really blow my mind all the time.
Totally. It's an energetic exchange. Yeah.
It so is. And it's like that retriculation energy. And so you were naturally doing that. You were naturally just drawn to, here's what I'm seeing you saying. Like I saw you say that the other day, and you were taking what we were putting on the front end and you were actually using it like, here's how I'm using it for this. And you were naturally doing it. So me and Marion are like, that's really good what she said. Because we'd like, you know, like you would explain what we do and we're just like, I've been doing this for 5 years. That's like the best description I've ever heard. Yeah, what she said. Could we please book that in? Can you please give us a bit of a having? Yeah, have what she's having. Give me some of that clarity. I want that clarity. I was like, okay, this is what you're gonna do. We're gonna do like we just totally laid out the offer, and I said, what you're gonna do is that the clarity is gonna come through the creation, and so it does, and so it is, and you kind of like, okay, look, you vibe out the community and you see what they're all wanting. You're vibing out the comments now and you're seeing what they're all wanting. And you kind of work with the energy of that. You work with, what does everybody want? What is everybody feeling into? What can I provide in this space right now? And what can be next? And what can be like, we're going on a journey together, and what's going to be next? What's going to be next? And I mean, totally. I think you really pay homage to that ability to be able to, I'm vibing out what my community wants. I'm getting clarity on that, and I'm just going to go with that. So I'm feeling that's what you do. That's what
totally. And it's not being afraid of throwing something out there and for it to fizzle, because I feel like that is, sometimes you pick up on something and you throw yourself out there and then it's sort of like, and it happens to all of us. And I think what's important about the energetics of that is that you continue to realize that that's in service of the next, you know, like the next that throw it out there. And so it's like each experience, each, in quotation marks, failure as you grow your brand and you grow your message is actually, like we've talked about, that Rubik's Cube experience of just taking you to the next click, the next click, the next click, which may feel more scrambled. Each moment feel more and more scrambled. But what it's actually doing is taking you closer to that perfect set each time. And so what's important is to be willing to show up in the mess, show up in the scramble. That's when you know you've got solopreneur, and that's when you know you've got soulpreneur, and that's when you know you've got roadpreneur and earthpreneur and whatever you are. That's when you know you've got that in your veins, because you're willing to fail. And we're going to do it time and time again. And I'm going to throw something out there, and then the idea is going to be like, actually, that wasn't what I, okay, my heart and mind have changed right now. I give myself permission to have moved from just sharing, because sometimes just sharing something, just articulating it, is when your whole cellular being can just change. Like you and I have talked about, I bought a book, never read it, but I know what that book's about. I bought it. And so all it was the
Energetically transmitted.
energetic investment. I made an energetic investment, and that book has given me, it's nourished me in the way I needed to just from that exchange. I don't need to read it. And it's the same thing that we're talking about here with the energetic exchange online and in your own personal brand, is just start articulating whatever is there. Just, and it might feel like that for 2 years. It might feel like that for 10 years. And then all of a sudden the gold is going to just drop in. And then that gold is going to change again. And we've all, for those who are mothers out there, we know that's what it's like with kids. We think we've gotten a rhythm, everything's good, school drop-offs going like this, the lunches are reeling out, and then boom. You know, one kid gets sick, and then the next kid gets sick, the next kid gets sick, and it's 3 months of, you know, caring bedside, and everything else falls to the table. To the wayside. What is the fall to the table? What is
Fucks me, but that sounded good.
Fucking mean. So, but I mean, that's what being human is all about. And so the more we can be human in building our personal, let's get personal brand, and actually make it a human brand, because that's what we're all being. And the more we can be that together and show up and support one another in that, people will just, that's what they want now. They want real TV. And the more we want that from ourselves, we want to actually be physically experiencing, not just analytically experiencing our lives. We actually now want to feel it for ourselves, not be told how to feel our lives, and not live by someone else's method and someone else's process, but actually create our own process. And by doing that, we're actually able to support each other's process and find a common ground by our individuality. Does that make sense?
Of course it does. It makes so much sense. And it's also like create a framework. And that's what I feel like working with the Mission 12ers for, you know, a couple months now. It's, you give them a frame. I give them a framework at the start, but then it's like, okay, now we freestyle. You've got the framework. You freestyle now. Like, I'm going to support you. I'm going to be here while you freestyle. What do you think I should do here? I will come in with like, this is what we're going to do, because I want that. So could you make that membership? Thank you. And so we need that. We need a meography membership. We need the by pleasure membership. We need this, right? So thank you. Could you please make that? Thank you very much. So I get, like, I'd always get my clients to be making me stuff because it's always good, because it goes so well when they do that.
It's so true. It does. And that's why I think you call it in a way coercion, which is a lot of people are adverse to that word, but actually it's coercive. It's coercive in the way that it's not your ego that's driving the coercion. It's actually, you've picked up on that person's truth and what they want and their big dreams, and that's actually, you're coercing them closer to their dreams, and it's for them, with them, not to them. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah. It's after listening and like tuning in and hearing. And after a couple of months, I'm like, here's what we're going to do now. I've heard you speak. I've heard this. This is what we're doing. Because like if they can't move themselves, it's like, this is what we're doing, and this is how it's going to go.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
and I think that's also hitting that point about just starting, you know, and if someone's sitting there finding every belief under the hat that they can't do it, then it's like, okay, Jana's just going to throw that, you know, JK bomb in there and go, let's get started. And I think that framework piece is really, it's actually a really beautiful point, because it's something that I've learnt about the way I've actually digested my whole life, but I've only uncovered that through working with you, is that frameworks for me are essential, not a system, not someone else's mythology. I can't, I don't, and I won't, and I never have been able to work with someone else's theory, but creating my own framework, which is very heavily with just creating, and now I want to do this for my kids. I mean, imagine a life if they had two things as a framework: belief and resilience. That's it.
What else?
Belief and resilience. So self-resilience, self-belief. If they had those two things entrenched in the foundation of who they are, and as a framework to build with and to freestyle within, then I feel like that's like boom, like a solid foundation.
It's next level. It's next level fulfilling when you feel like you've got a framework to like work within while you're figuring it out, like as you're going. and you look backwards and you go, you know what, this really worked for me, and you create your strategy looking back. So that's what I feel like you've done. You're like, okay, you've given me a framework, aka fuck everything, can only do what you feel like doing. That's the framework. And just make stuff and make sure, instead of like thinking about something, it's actually sharing that. Or if you feel like, one of the things that it's like when you're feeling overwhelmed, it's like, well, let's not go journal about that. Let's go process that publicly. I'm feeling super like confused. Isn't it weird when we feel confused and when we feel overwhelming? I wonder what that brings. And then you kind of like work through it and you process it. You just created content versus just going to journal, which we still do the journaling and we still do all the inner work and shit like that. But it's using those opportunities where you don't get to restrain yourself and go, I'm just going to do 1 post a day or 2 posts a day, one at this time, one at that time. There is no rules. There's absolutely no rules except for following your own, what you want to do, what you like to do, what you desire to do.
Yes.
All right.
And it's the connection. I think we'll read that. And I think it's the connection piece that you're talking about here too, because the moment you seek to connect, then you're creating content. Does that make sense? So, it's actually the seeking of the connection of like, this is what I'm going through and I just need to share this. And then your community connects to you and all of a sudden you're now both energetically in the space of content. I don't know if that makes sense to anyone, but it does.
It bloody makes sense. Of course it makes sense. We're all very evolved beings here and we're getting you.
Okay, I'm going to get some more water while you're reading those comments.
These are amazing. Okay. So what Callie's going to do when she comes back, she's going to do a live clarity reading. And if you guys don't put anything and put yourselves out there, I will. I'll get her to read for me. Because getting a clarity reading is always good from Callie. This is the first time she's doing it. I've literally just like back to the corner. This is what she's doing. Because that's how I work. You're watching my coercion in action. Okay, so totally. Odi the flow. Yes, Kate P. Kate just said, find your own flow. Exactly. Kate Darnell. Hi, Kate. I don't think we've met. Hi, Kate.
Oh, nice yeah. Hi, you. Kate. Beautiful Kate. Now, there's someone who can do a reading for you.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful. Okay, belief and resilience. And if nobody puts ourselves out there, just do one for like one of the Mission 12ers. Belief and resilience is foundational framework. We'll just put them on the spot. Monique says we want to feel our way through to create our own process. Yeah, you get to feel your way through. We get the framework. Oh, Kate says I want more real soul convos like this with women like you two. Epic vibe reason.
Oh,
Kate,
beautiful.
Seriously, your vibe is like gone off the hook.
I know, it has gone off the hook.
Girl, you did the work. You've done the fucking work.
Yeah, it's gone through the ring of fire.
She fucking did. We all get on our hands and knees and we go like this when someone's going through their like ring of fire
and they like, pop out of that. It's just like epic.
It's like,
shift.
Hello, where have you been all of our lives?
Emma says she wants more clarity. I'm ready, Callie, go, says Kate.
Yay, I knew Emma would do it. I knew. Okay, do you know? Okay, so what do you want clarity on? Or I think Callie kind of knows you, so she'll be able to
I need clarity. Kate says hello.
Look at this. It's going to be so
Talk
fun.
To me about.
I'll let you go for it. I'm going to listen.
There's something I wanted to say too, because it's actually Emma that made me think of this, because she talks a lot about your learning and the way you learn. And the other beautiful thing about showing up in a personal brand, and for me creating content and seeking connection, is that I've actually learned that I learn through listening. So I listen. So Jana will work with me, or she'll create content, or she'll talk live. And so I'm listening. I'm constantly listening. And then I need to embody that listening, rather than it just be Jana's words that I live, for them to become my words and my lived truth for me and clarity for me. I need to speak to understand, which is why video becomes such an important forum for me in my personal brand, is that I need to speak to understand. And unfortunately, in the education system, that is not valuable, because education is you sit with a pen and a piece of paper and you listen to a teacher or a lecturer tell you what you need to learn, and then you sit and read books. And for me, I struggled to learn, and I thought it was because I was stupid, but actually it was the education system that was stupid, because they didn't offer me an avenue to learn in the way that I best learn, right? Which is speaking to understand. And so there are many of us watching in this entrepreneurial realm, in this place that we play together, that would go, yes, I'm like that too. Like I'm speaking to myself when I'm walking, or I'm giving myself voice memos, or I love walking people through meditations, and then I step out of that soundbite and I've learned something, you know. Anyway, that jumped into me because Emma was here, and also because Kate said something about owning your flow. And I think the only way you can own your flow is by actually flowing, so that you know what your flow is, rather than guessing what the hell that flow is. Anyway,
I love it.
Megan
No,
says
you just slipped
education
straight
system.
into it. You just you just channeled. You just did it. All right, we've got another one. Kate says she's ready, go. And she said, I love being here. Oh my God. And
That's
Kate
so
wants you to
nice.
talk to her about pivoting, Cal. So, and Emma wants clarity. So you pick who you want to go, where you want to go next.
Okay,
This is
well,
your
there's
show.
Emma, if there's something else that you want to ask around clarity, like I love that you want clarity. What's so important about clarity to you, and where do you feel like clarity would be useful or helpful? Like, what is clarity to some of you? Chuck that in the comments, because I think clarity especially for me, and it's my thing, but for me it got a really bad rap for a really long time, because clarity felt like something that was finite, and that once I had it, I had to stay with it. So once I became clear, then I was clear on that, and then that was it. That was a learnt thing, and I knew it, and that was clear. But clarity is a forever moving, forever changing, forever needing to be connected to, and it's a conscious choice. Clarity becomes conscious choice, where you step into continually asking and being curious. Is this still how I feel? Is this still what I want? Am I saying this in a way that feels unique to me? And it's constant questions, and it's being comfortable in the questions and not having the answers, because the answers don't come. The questions create the clarity, not the answers. Right? So there you go. I don't know if anyone else is coming out with something they need right there, but I don't even know. Maybe that just helps you full stop, Emma.
Megan says clarity on being clear on the next step. And Kate says clarity is flow. You taught me that beautiful. Clarity is flow.
Yeah, so clarity being clear on the next step. So that's, I guess, what I'd say to that, Megan, if that's a question or not, I'm not sure. But basically, take the step, and then the clarity comes, right? So it's like clarity doesn't come before the step. You need to step, and then that's when you go, oh, no, I stepped in a big pile of dog shit. Oh, well, at least I took a step, so I'm going to go clean that shoe off now, and I'm going to step in the other direction, and who knows, there might be a massive pothole there, but that's when you like become clear. You're like, okay, right's the pothole, left's the pile of shit, so I'm going straight ahead,
Just keep stepping. That's the clarity bomb there.
Stepping.
Just
keep
start
stepping.
Hi, Callie's in the house. Hey, we're doing a live clarity reading. I've totally just put Callie on the spot. Who was the next one? There was somebody.
Kate. Clarity is flow. You taught me that, beauty. Totally. Clarity is flow. And I love that you engage with that, because I do feel, Kate Payne, that you have jumped into a stream or a river of flow that is so resonant to you, and it is, there's so many different parts to ourselves, and when we can actually bring all of those parts together and actually honor every single piece of ourselves and connect to that and bring it in and see that it's all in service, actually all of it is in service, then that's when we find our flow, and that's when we reflect our flow. Like, you can feel the difference in myself, but maybe even from seeing me, some lives I'll jump in and I'm like not vibing, and like you say, Jana, if I don't talk about that, if I don't bring the back end to the front end, Jana's words, brilliant, but if I don't do that, you guys are going to be sensing something from me that's like, I don't know, I don't really feel
given
like watching
it.
Callie right now or whatever. And it was the same with being a performer, because I've come from an acting background, and there'd be times where I'd watch some performers doing exactly the same lines, you know, much to do about nothing. We've all seen the Shakespeare play, much to do about nothing, same words, being that way all the time. But you watch one actor play it and you think they bring the words to life. You're like, God, I've never heard it like that. And oh my God, the words are just so beautiful. And look at the way that person is embodying this piece, whereas someone else may just be kind of just saying the words. So it becomes, what you reflect is your truth. And so if you're not spending time getting to know your truth, if you're not spending time investing in your truth, your authenticity, what feels in flow and what feels good to you, that's worth spending money on, that's worth spending time with, because once you engage in that, then that's something people want to spend time with, because we're all hungry for the truth. We're all hungry for our own unique message, our own unique impact. We are all essentially hungry for the same thing, which is love and connection. Love and connection. And we're all going to say that in our different languages and our different heart spaces and our different head spaces and our womb spaces, whatever you want to call them, is going to have its own language. But essentially, the foundation, or if we're talking about frameworks, is that we're humans seeking love, seeking connection, to be loved, give love, to connect, to have connection. Boom.
Boom.
Right.
Callie, just fucking clarity bombing it all over the place. Okay, the next one is Kate. Have you read her? Oh, actually, Emma, we'll do Kate and then we'll do Emma. So Kate said clarity equals inner knowing. Oh no, so this was inner knowing awareness. Such a fitting chat in time for the Capricorn full moon clarity. She did ask earlier for you to do a clarity reading on her. So just, do you
Okay.
know her?
Who? Kate Darnell?
Kate, yes.
Yeah, no, I don't know Kate personally, but it's funny. We've got a really a funny connection. She actually lives where my husband grew up. So
Oh my God, that's so cool.
it is. It's very cool. But there's something beautiful about Kate that I sense, and if I'm just going to tap into my clarity around
Do
who
that.
you are and what
Do
you
it.
have to offer, is there's something beautiful about your presence when you show up, because so many women now are embracing this intuitive side of themselves and this ability to connect to the intuition and to the beauty of other human beings, and then to support those humans to see their own beauty and to step into their own felt sense of being divine. And I really sense that that's helpful for you, Kate, and your clarity and moving forward, is that there's a divinity you shine in your online work that is deeply entrenched in your empathy for other human beings' divinity. And so thank you for that. And thank you for standing for the beauty in each of us. And I believe that that's why you do healing work through showing up for people and offering them some support from loved ones that have passed or whatever it is. You actually bring that into the space so that that person can have a direct felt sense of their own divinity within a human body. So I don't know if that's helpful, but that's what comes through when I tap into you.
That was amazing. I felt like, oh my God, nailed it. Boom. Clarity strikes again. We call it Callie Clarity. We all laugh about it in the Mission Tour. It was like, she strikes again. In she comes with a whoosh, and she just tells it how it is. There was another one. Who put it in? I think Emma put it in. Anybody else wants a clarity reading from Miss Callie Clarity, who has just been
Good,
put on the
Kate.
spot
I'm
to do
glad.
them?
Big namaste to you too. And
dope.
I think that
Emma,
means that
did you see that one?
that those emojis meant that you were into it, Kate. I hope so. So much magic that beams through the screen. Totally.
Yay.
Do you have any clarity for me, gorgeous? Yeah, Megan
I love
Kufos, of
it.
course. There's something. You know what? You're like this phoenix rising. You're like this phoenix rising, and there's something so nurturing, about your essence and your energetics online. You are like the the kindergarten teacher I wish I had for every day of my life, right? Like the wake up to someone who's just going to absolutely embrace every single cell, every single diverse part of me, every single different part of who I am. You are going to nurture, you are going to respect, and you are going to love. And I see you giving yourself that dynamic attention, dynamic, diligent, force-filled almost nurturing, so that you can show up so fully for the next generation, because I really do believe that you are standing for and holding the light for this incredible, like the possibilities. You said something earlier about possibilities, like you actually get a taste for what is possible because you appreciate what is possible with this next generation, because you appreciate them. And they vibrate at a completely different level, and it feels so uncomfortable for so many of us, especially parents, with the lineage that we've come from. So I'm grateful that you, just by seeing your face, I actually saw you today in an incredible interview for Earth Co, and you just have this this aura about you of just complete and utter nurturing and acceptance. I don't know if those two words resonate for you, but that's what comes for me, Megan.
I love it. Oh my God, this is so good. I'm so glad I put you on the spot of this. I knew you'd do this. I'm just like, okay, this is what we're doing for our interview, aka chat, aka channeled reading. Emma said earlier, buckling down on my message, who am I for? I want to change the world with teaching and learning. I find it hard to put what I do in a sentence. Well, Callie, Clarity can help you with that.
Is this Emma? Is this Emma?
Yeah, Emily, yeah.
Yeah, can you read that again?
Okay, let me go back. Buckling down on my message. Who am I for? I want to change the world with teaching and learning. I find it hard to put what I do in a sentence. I feel like another extension of that, having worked with Emma, because she's a client and a mission threer, is something around social cause, and I can feel resistance for her putting social cause in there. So I'm just calling her out, hashtag call out, about this social cause that she's doing at the moment, the course. And I feel it's such important work, like around the social cause, and how like how adamant she is about like how we don't learn through scarcity driven funnels. We don't learn through that kind of like, we don't enjoy being roped into a course in that way and all those things. So I think
totally. I think
I'm
Emma,
asking as a coach of Emma. I need that clarity there for her.
I think, Emma, the difficulty in the work that you're doing is that it's so entrenched. The way we learn and the way we've been taught is so entrenched into our nervous system and into our cellular system. And I think that that's why you need to hold on to the social cause, because we need to expand into open-ended questions rather than having, like, what were the words you used just then? You said, I need to have the sentence. Was it something like that? Like, yes. buckle down, have the sentence.
Put it into a sentence for me.
I feel like that's teachers that you had an aversion to your whole life, is those ones that made you articulate it and made you have the sentence and made you buckle down. And that's actually what you... That's fuck the sentence is totally what I say. Fuck the sentence and go for the cause. And the cause is for people to learn the way that they want to learn, right? Just like you gave me the stimulation to go, I speak to understand. And you gave me that permission because you opened me up to the idea of, how do I want to learn? How do I best learn? When have I learned? When have I been hungry to learn, right? So then all those questions, that's what I talk about with clarity. It's all about the questions. Be more about the questions than the sentence, Emma, is what I want to say to you. And you do it beautifully. When you open up your lives, you have a killer question every time. So keep your focus. Your clarity comes from the questions, not from the answers, not from the sentence, not from buckling down. You got it, girl?
Fuck yeah, that was pretty fucking amazing. I think everyone can agree that was okay, let's all vote. Is it clarity bomb? Is it clarity? Is it cality? Cality is like clarity and Callie put together go. What are we agreeing? Okay, so we've got another one from, I feel like I'm running a talk show. We've got another question from the
We've got
caller.
another caller who's just called in.
We've got another caller just called in. Do you fancy voice? One of your actor voices.
Hi, you've called Callie. Welcome to Callie channel. Okay, I actually feel funny because that's more like Carly would be able to do a better voiceover right now. Didn't Carly say something? She was there somewhere.
Yeah, Carly said,
gorgeous.
"Can you give me something?" I'm feeling like.
Can you? Okay, I'll take some Callie love if you're up for it. Carly Nimmo.
Oh, yes, that's the one. Carly Nimmo. Here we go.
Carly Nimmo. Carly Nimmo. She is the connector. She is the connector. And the more you connect to yourself, the more you connect to yourself, the more we want to connect to what you are bringing. So, but you know all that. It's like I sit here and I go, I can't tell Carly anything she doesn't know, because you are a wise, wise cat. You are a wise, wise cat. And so the wisdom is what you need to listen to, not the knowledge. I really want to point that out to you. The wisdom is what you need to listen to, not the knowledge, because wisdom can sit in the corner shyly, because that's the timid one, that sits in the corner waiting for someone to ask to buy it a drink, right? Whereas knowledge is out there going, who wants a drink? Drinks are on me. Everyone roll up to the bar here, right? And you can do that. You can do that. You can do that. You've done that. You've been in industries where that's been needed of you, for you to show up and go, I'm smart, right? I'm smart. I've got the smarts, you know it. But actually, you're more than smart. You're really wise. And when you connect to that wisdom, that's when we want a piece of Carly Nimmo. We want Nimmo-ness, because that's, I get like a in my gut, because that's the heart. It's the heart of you. And you've got so much heart. You've got such a big heart. So keep bringing the wisdom, keep bringing the heart, and fuck the knowledge.
We're just fucking everything tonight. But drinks on me. Oh my God. Okay. Where are we going? That was so good. Oh my God. I'm so glad that we're doing this. This is so cool. Who's next? Who's next up? Who are you feeling drawn to? Who's next? I think it's cause, not sentence. Oh my God, who said cause, not sentence? That's a really good pulling out.
Yeah, that was for
you
Emma.
said.
Totally.
Really good.
Yeah.
Permission to learn the way we want to learn. Oh, fuck, so good. Elizabeth is in the house. She's a mission 3 and she's brand newer online.
I don't know Elizabeth. Hey, welcome, Elizabeth.
Yeah.
I need to I need to put a cushion on my ass.
Do you need to pee?
No, I don't need to pee. I just got really, I don't know, this stool just got really uncomfortable. And I don't know if that means anything to you, Elizabeth, but is there something that you're super uncomfortable about right now? Because I feel like that's are you sitting somewhere or sitting in something that makes you really uncomfortable? And what needs to happen, I haven't even read your words here, but what needs to happen for you is to move. And I don't know if it's outdoors,
by the way.
Outdoors, nature, movement to music, your voice, you're sitting on your voice. Use your voice. Your voice matters and your story matters. And so don't sit on it anymore, because it's a golden egg. And the more you sit on it, it's going to rot. And that we don't want that. We want to see the golden egg. So, it's wonderful that you're here and you're totally doing it. You're doing the work and you're showing up and you're investing in the right places and you're feeling into the energy that you want to rise to, and you know you will. So just get comfortable. Rather than sitting in that golden egg and feeling uncomfortable, actually know that you're moving to a really comfy place, and you're growing and you're extending and you're expanding just by energetically being here with us too. Yeah. Anyway, what did you say? So many different things that I want to share.
She did.
In my message, but...
Knowing her, that was spot on. Spot on,
cool.
Because she's only just getting started putting her stuff out there, just got started kind of putting stuff on Instagram. So it was spot on about getting out of your comfort zone, new chapters, all the things. So it was absolutely perfect. Well done. That was freaking amazing. How did that feel? Oh my God. That was fun to watch.
I love it.
That was so good.
Yeah, I do. I love it. I love feeling into all of you here are just here because you have a dynamic pull, to be a part of something, bigger than you, but also be the biggest you. Yeah.
Bringing the goods. Callie Brown, she's bringing the goods. I want to actually celebrate you, Callie, because some of like what you've done with like just with I was so excited for you to come into Mission 12 because I was like, yeah, you've got it. But the thing is with like everyone has it. Everybody does have it. It's just one of the things, like, hats off to you, is you are able to hold the energy of what you want till I want to say fat lady sings, and I'm going to say fat lady sings, like right until the end, You hold that energy, you wobble a little bit, but then we keep holding the energy. It's like, this is my vision. This is what I'm working for. These are my values. I'm not willing to sacrifice. And also coming into this new way of doing things of just like, oh, what? We can just whack stuff up and that's all we need to do. And that's actually going to suit my values. And every time the GPS wavers a little bit like, oh, maybe I need to be more professional, you just like, actually values, done. And it's like this consistent, like going back to the GPS. I don't need to do anything. And I really sense and I really celebrate in you the commitment to keeping connected with your values. And I really, I want to say it's kind of got like a grittiness to it, even though that's not like a word that I really resonate, but it does have a bit of a grittiness to it. It's like, you know what, this is what I'm doing and this is me, and I'm just going to keep on going.
Sassy.
It's sassy. Oh yeah, it's sassy. That is the word.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to celebrate you because it's been an amazing journey to watch you go and bring this and actually be able to sit in the unknowing, especially because what I believe is your one thing is born out of the contrast of it. So with Callie, I keep wanting to just call you Clarity, so it's like I'm getting confused. So with Clarity here, her one thing is like clarity. That's the one big idea. So when I'm working with women, I really want to know, what's your mission? What's your main mission? What's this about? And then the messaging, the messages, and being a messenger for that mission is usually born out of contrast, because you wouldn't care about it as much as you do unless you had the contrast. So I know that. So with me, it's big dreams, but then the opposite of that. So it's always going to have that contrast, which takes a lot of guts and a lot of courage to have that mission and keep staying on mission, even when the contrast shows up, because it constantly will show up. And so you keep going and keep growing through all of that. And you really have put your faith and trust in me. You've really just been like, I'm yours, and you just have gone with it. You're just like, I'm yours, girl, just do what you will with me. Which is such a good feeling, like to be able to be like, this is what we're going to do.
When you get to that point, and I don't know how many of us on this call, but when you get to that point of like, when's it fucking my turn? Like, for fuck's sake. Like, honestly, I'm doing the work, I'm showing up, I'm pushing through, I'm flowing, I'm doing it. Like, I'm here. Why not me? And that's when you need to, that's actually such fertile ground to go, okay. So I need to call in some of those people that are living the dreams that I see, that I model, like Jana's modeling parts of my lifestyle that I want as part of my life. So you start investing in that and spending time in those energetics. And it's sort of like, like you love singing in the car, or I know Carly's here playing the ukulele, or you love singing in the shower, or whatever it is that gets you in that creative place. Why can't creating a personal brand and showing up in your impact feel that good? Who says it can't?
Bloody well does feel that good.
That's it. And if it doesn't right now, then just start feeling that good. Like, start, like, even if it's just 30 seconds a day when you're in that shower and you're in that energetics, take that energetics and go and post something and feel what that's like, and then go, okay, that's going to be my life one day. That's going to be me, because right now I'm in the trenches. I've got 2 kids, 2.5, 5, still at home. I've got them 24/7. And that's the other beautiful thing about working with you, is that I can see that that's okay. I'm not wishing my life to be something else and wishing them to be 15 and 13 and doing their own thing. I'm actually loving where I'm at as a mother and going as I'm growing, as we've said before, you know?
Yeah,
So,
full
and that's not
acceptance
to
of where
say
you're at.
that's it. And that's not to say I don't have shitty freaking days and months, but that's all part, it's all part of it. It becomes all part of it.
God, these are so good. All right, let's read these comments. What have we got here?
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, this is so cool. I love that. Caroline says, hi, Caroline. I don't know you, but like, welcome. Welcome to the space. Wow, I stumbled across something awesome here. I know, right? This is pretty amazing. Callie says, I've always loved you, Callie. Since we met, it's been so incredible to see you unleash your truth on this world. And the impact is fucking magic. And I'm so fucking glad to be in your circle. You are the shit, sister.
Now I know she's on talking truth, because there's like a million swear words there, and that's our Nemo right there.
When she said the F word, I mean, yeah, I just don't trust people that don't swear. To be honest, if they're not throwing the F bomb around, I'm like, what's going on here?
It's awesome.
You're holding
Thanks,
back,
Callie.
girl.
Quantum celebrating leaping. Callie too. That's nice. Thanks,
Oh
Emma.
my god, so amazing. You are doing it every day, Callie. It's so epic, magic to watch. Oh my god, thank you so much. Is there anything else you want to unleash get out of your system, and then we'll run on our merry little ways to bed?
I think what we've been talking about and what we've been all beautifully doing here for each other is the importance of acknowledging one another. Acknowledging one another. It is a huge, huge skill. Get out there, acknowledge the barista that's making your coffee, acknowledge your children, acknowledge yourself, acknowledge one another. Let that be our practice. Yes, we're great in this realm and in this personal business realm of gratitude and thankfulness and, following our bliss and all of that, but really important that we remember to commit to acknowledging one another. And I know Jana talks about this a lot, especially online, doing your likes, popping your comments in, celebrating one another, buying each other's stuff. Like, let's acknowledge one another for the steps we are taking to live our truth. Because that's hard. That's a hard road, but we can make it by acknowledging one another. We can make it as easy as we choose it to be. So let's keep connected. Let's keep acknowledging each other, and let's keep listening to one another, because the things we can learn when we have our curious ears on, the things we can learn from each other. You are all wildly my teachers, and I feel so blessed to be in the same space as all of you. That's where my clarity comes from, is from each of your souls. So keep showing up.
I'm sorry, I'm having a proud mama bear moment over here. That was amazing. Oh my God. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for all your comments. Thank you so much for being an active part of this community. If you are listening to the podcast, well, come and find us all over the Facebooks. Miss Callie Brown. Can we do like an intro, kind of like the outro to that? Miss Callie Brown over on that.
And I just want to say one thing to acknowledge Jana and this space that you've created too. And it's not always about, for you, what I love is that it's not always about being likable, but it's about being showable. And I don't mean that in a look at me sense. I actually mean in it like I'm a human being. I have dreams, and I'm going to stand for those, and then I'm going to stand for yours. And that's your message, and you do that every day. So it's being showable rather than likable, and I really appreciate about you. So thank you so much, Jana.
Oh, I so love that, because that was always one of my things. I never wanted to not be lovable, and that was one of the things that kind of changed my business, when I'm like, fuck it, I'm just going to have to do me, because otherwise trying to be lovable does not help anybody, because I'm not getting it out there. Totally. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your comments. Like, we really do. It's like, you know, when you go to a circus and they just do so much better when you're like, yeah, that's because of you guys. So you manifested this shit. So thank you so much.
Thank
this is
you.
A reticulation.
Thanks for being here.
It's an energy exchange. We are so grateful for you. Have the best day ever, growing to big dreams. Chief big dreamer of the internet, and the clarity Callie over there. Chief big dreamer of the internet is out. Bye.
Sweet dreams.